What is up, everybody? So unfortunately, I'm still having connectivity issues, and it's actually storming again here, so I'm hoping it'll get better. But yeah, I see it's actually running worse today than it was yesterday. We have more dropped frames, so let me know if it's too laggy to be bared. If it's a slideshow, what we might do is just get through like the trash mobs until we get to a like a boss fight or whatever. So chat not realizing stream delay is a thing. Some things never change. Yeah, let me know what it looks like. Because right now it says I'm dropping like 27% of the frames, which is a lot. It doesn't help that I haven't had any issues with my ISP in a long time, but they have often had problems giving me steady upload speed, so kind of worry of that. Anyway, okay, so I just realized, because we're almost to Solomon, right? Like, and that's the end of 1.0, and then after that I'll start using my Grails and we'll start summoning stronger stuff. But, I forgot, and I've done this before, I forgot to level anything that has skill seal. Because, like, the most easy mode way to beat Guadia for a free-to-play, you know, it's Hans, Ushi, Asterios, but then you want, like, Matahari or something that has a skill seal at the start. To set it up. Now you can do it without one. You can let the front row just die and then use just Hans, Matahari, and Asterios. But then that adds more RNG to it because then you might have, like if someone happens to die, you have no backup, stuff like that. So it's not the best. But we might have to because skill seal is better than NP seal. Actually, NP seal doesn't do as well. But I could level somebody, but I don't know if we'll have time, so we might just roll with it. Alrighty. What is this? Where are we? Chapter 13. So we're pretty far. I have no idea what we're gonna fight Ereshkigal at some point, and that's gonna be a bitch. Do I have a David slotted? Because that's good enough. Alright, not the best craft essence for filler content, but I mean, who knows, maybe this isn't filler content. I'll bring a Rosh. Oh god. I'm not really ready for Corrupted Ushi either, actually. I never really... At least I have a Rosh, but I didn't do a lot of the stuff that I would normally do to prep for that. Did I level Spartacus? Not really. Shit, yeah, if you have Spartacus and a Rosh, that's generally enough. Well, we'll see what happens. We'll do that. You know, let's not go Cope Scope. Music's like you're fighting Zeus or something, which we are definitely not doing. This account is so not ready for that. Yeah, it's really stormy where I live right now, so I'm having some connectivity issues. I was hoping it'd get better, but not really looking like it. Okay, I'm guessing we're fighting 3 Spriggans again. They like doing that. Cast his first because the cooldown is the shortest. Rosh damage. Yeah, it is storming, but I'm not 100% sure that's the issue because it's been like a year, but I've had issues with my ISP in the past where the upload speed is just garbage, even though the download is fine, and they never really did anything to fix it. They have like bad infrastructure in this area. But it could be the storm though, so we'll see. I don't think I have an account review ready. Let me check. Actually, I do have one. Let me make sure we didn't already do this one. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I have one account review, so yeah, we might do that. The issue is, like, a lot of times before I stream these days, I'm kind of, like, doing stuff, like, constantly until right up until I stream. So I don't have a minute to sit down and be like, okay, I should do this before the stream and, like, get an account review ready. I kind of just like, okay, let's stream now. And then it's like, oh, shit, I didn't prepare anything. Bad planning is what I'm getting at. I'd like to bruiser this guy down. But I'd also like to not explode. Do I evade again? Can I do 29k? Probably. We're just swapping around brave chains here. We've gotten 3 extra attacks. So we're basically we're 3 cards ahead of normal there, right? Because we got 3 extra attacks. So it's like an extra turn happened. Okay, now we're looking at some Stella stuff here. I could wait for Arash to take a hit, then go boom, though, so I'm not wasting his health. I don't think there's any reason. I should just go, I think. No, I should get David's NP and then go. Yeah, that's the smart thing to do. Hey, Doctor. Thank you for the 6 months, man. And I apologize for the slideshow, but I think it's out of my control right now. Guess I Art Chain. Yeah, what I want to do is I want to Charisma Arash and make sure David's ready to NP so the Charisma's there for the next wave. I'll just wait a second to Stella. I think we go next turn. They'll support David's not going to get much NP, but we'll make it work. He can probably get the NP next turn. Man, I hope when Gutta Gutta comes out, and then I guess 3 months from there, Elden Ring, when I play those things, I hope my internet's not fucked. Because those are like time sensitive and whatnot. I'm looking forward to the Gutta Gutta event. I hope they don't fucking drop the ball. I shouldn't look forward to anything, right? Because it's just so likely it's gonna like glorified dailies again. Every time I look forward to an event, it ends up being glorified dailies, so... Desire sensor. I feel like more Gutta Gutta events have been good than bad. Like Gutta Gutta 3 was good, Gutta Gutta 4 was good. What about 2? What the hell was... 2 was okay. It wasn't... That was like the first challenge quest, like real challenge quest they ever did. That one was just okay. But yeah, 3 and 4 were both well above average, I would say. Oh right, these are giants. So we're gonna absolutely murder them. I'm pretty sure the one David is just gonna one-shot it. Your 4 is actually in my top like 10 favorite events. So if Spriggans were playable, that's the one I would use because it's green. And not only that, I think the silver branches look way better than just like the brown ones. I think it looks really good. The Gutta 3 is pretty good too. It had a lot of fun boss fights to mess around with. And it had a good challenge quest. Fighting everything under the sun here, so Berserker time. I know he's grailed, but fuck it. I don't have a regular 70 Darius I can slot, and Darius is the best for this. It should work out. Good as 6 is probably after the stream. Sometimes they make you wait a little bit more than that, but normally when they stream something like that, the event starts right after. Kind of like, I don't know, 80% of the time or something. Pulling that out of my ass, but that's roughly what it seems like. I bet you these count as beasts, actually. That is not the button I wanted to... I thought Protoku was in the front for some reason. It's because I put him in the front a lot, and then when I saw these cards, somehow in my brain this translated to he's in the front. And then the third skill for these two, you look the same, right? That's what you call autopilot. Well, I was gonna do the Brave Chain on Protoku, but I guess we're doing the Buster card on Siegfried now, because he's got his giant Buster up and Anti-Dragon. Guess we'll do Darius's NP gain then. How that changed my plans. Wow, okay, well, he's dead. I probably could have done Buster than Art, actually, and that would have been better. I would have killed the guy, and then I would have hit the other guy, and I would have gotten more NP gain on Darius. Gonna evade the turn that I think I can kill. I could kill here. Alright. Oh wait, already evaded and he got rid of it. Jeez, what? I thought I saved it. What is going on? Anyway, weird run. We're all together here today. No scatterbrain here. It's fine. I'm dropping so many frames that y'all can't see any of this. See, that was my plan all along, chat. I'm very crafty, you see. I might want to Guts Darius now. This is kind of a bad turn. Somebody needs their NP. Now imagine if Siegfried still had his Buster up. That would be nice. Can you all stop doing that? Do I NP without this? I doubt there's any more Lancers in this stage, so might as well. Okay, this one is definitely living. Hey, Legend, what's up? 16 months, man. That won't help you get Paimon Royale, but I still appreciate the support. Okay, Lancer lived. I guess I could have targeted the Lancer and killed him there, but I really wanted the Assassin out of there because he gets the NP so quick. And so far the upload is not getting any better, it's exactly the same. Man, Siegfried must be kind of wild if you get really meta. Like, let's say he's upgraded, he's 10-10-10, right? That obviously helps a lot. You know, he's MP5 or whatever, MP3. But then you're using like Waver, Vinch, Oberon, crap like that. Because then if you're NPing rapidly, you keep applying his 3-turn NP gain up. So you just start having like this massive NP gain up. So if he gets an art card, he'll just get like this giant chunk at once. Pulls all the battery the team is giving him. If the enemy's a dragon, then get out of here. How many nickels for Paimon Royale? You know, there probably is a bribe. I'm not gonna lie, chat. I'm not so altruistic to not be bribable for an emote, right? Like, it has to be an awful lot, but, you know, there's probably a way that I could be bribed into it. That's not gonna do it, though, Icy. That's not gonna do it. Yeah, $10,000. That's totally reasonable, right, chat? No extortion here. There's actually, I'm not gonna lie, chat. I'm not gonna say who it is, but there is someone out there that if they asked me to add Paimon Royale, I would actually do it. Because they deserve it. So they could be chat's champion, but I don't think they're gonna do it. But I can think of one person that if they asked for it earnestly, I would probably add it. Because they deserve it. But yeah, I don't think they're gonna do it. I'm a Canis CD. Yeah, we're fucking right. I don't fucking think so on that one. Although I guess they've donated a lot, but don't bring that up. Don't we're not going down that route. I guess I kind of walked into that one. Look at these Ushi buffs. Definitely not Cairo. Are you fucking kidding me? Cat Meeman over here. I am not telling you all, because if I tell you all will probably bother them. Nope, not my brother. Fuck that. He would also never ask for that anyway. I just tell him to go fuck himself. Nope, wouldn't do it for Kai. Kai's like a really good friend of mine in real life, but if he asks for it, I'd also tell him to go fuck himself. Also, he wouldn't ask for it. Although actually to be a troll, he might. Like, he might. Alright, let's see here. You know, this is kind of another Daria stage. This looks like literally the same thing, but the classes are like a bit shuffled. There's no archers this time. Wait, yeah, there was the eyeball last time. I guess Stheno. Clearly that's our DPS. What have we come to? Oh yeah, we got the anti-berserker CE, man. That's nice. Got the goods. Alright, you know what? We're gonna have maximum art card for that one art card that Stheno has. Just gonna throw this out now, I think. Delete one of these guys. No, it's not Airy. You're not gonna guess it, chat. And I'll probably stop answering now because so you can't get the process of elimination. But I don't think anyone would even guess it. Then the only hint I could think of I could give you all would might give it away, so I'm not gonna. Cause it's definitely a person that, like, if I said their name, you'd be like, oh, I know who that is, right? But I don't think y'all gonna think of it. No, it's not Tusk. Jesus Christ, that's the last fucking person that I would do anything for. Jesus Christ. It's not Rex, and Rex probably hates that emote as much as I do. Okay, let's see. I want to try to get in 2 art cards, but I don't want to. What's got defense up? Can I do her quick card? That no, I'm being greedy enough. Yeah, if I ask myself, yeah, there you go, chat. We're big braining now. Were there yeah, those are probably the only Lancers. Huh. Okay, I'm gonna stun it when it's like gonna NP or something. Hey, Hex. I don't even know why chat wants that emote so bad. Like, you just tell them they can't have something and then they just have to have it, right? They're like fucking children. Can you not kill Stheno though? Actually, I think I stun it now. Like, fuck this. Just NP it with Darius next turn. That's why reverse psychology works. You have to be smart with it if you're like too obvious with it, but reverse psychology absolutely works. Like, you just have to be a little stealthy is all. Do I really want to NP this? I can probably just... It wouldn't kill Stheno. It wouldn't do that. There's no way. This is a reasonable flaming Soul Eater. Why would he kill Stheno? See? See, clearly, he just, you know, he's throwing for us, right? He's just, you know, giving us a free W. Can you imagine if he just crits Stheno and gets super punished? Because I think the final enemy is a Rider, and I could use an Assassin here. I really gotta get Stheno's third passive. She'll actually do nutty normal card damage once she has it. It's not a dragon. I guess I NP anyway, though. We get double defense down for Siegfried. It is pretty cool that Darius does he has Buster Resist down and then defense down and attack down for his teammates. It's not bad. Unfortunately, we don't have the Buster down because I used it earlier, but... $70K, it's respectable. Man, if it wasn't for the 120 system, Darius would probably get to 100 at some point. 120 system, though, really puts a damper on things. Yikes. Hitting everyone but Stheno. Hey, Looking Glass. Look at that. That's 1,500 bits. Jesus Christ, thank you. Where's the thing that shows how many bits? There's a thing somewhere where you can see how many bits over the years they've given, and that's crazy. I don't know, Chad, are they? I think we're actually gonna kill it here. Got those defense downs. Easy, 22K. Chat, that was more than a Medea NP. If it's at neutral anyway. And that was like, we didn't have many buffs up. Or Stheno's like 1, you know, 4-4, or she's like 4-4-1, or whatever the crap. Stheno would not be able to get anything added to this channel. She may be better than Uriel, but she's still a piece of shit. She also never lands her charm ever. I'm just saying. One job. Can't do it. Technically, she has 2 jobs, because the other job's the whole, 40% attack up, big defense down, buff removal, that stuff. I really do want to start summoning golds, just because I want to just, have fun with different animations and whatnot, but we'll stick to the rules for now. I might actually summon Babbage, because... we'll do Caster Coup, why not? But anyway, because our caster DPS options are kind of atrocious. Look at them giving away 10 apples. I'm getting on my main account to slot Babbage and give out a rare prism, 10 SQ, 10 gold apples. I care more about the 10 gold apples than the 10 SQ. One track mind, by the way. Let's see, I'm up to 823 SQ on my main. Jesus, I remember when I had over 2,000, and now here we are down at 800. It's not a good feeling. Too many 4 stars not coming home when I rolled, so... Desperate times. Alright, let's give Caster Coup a... Craft Essence. Chat, what Craft Essence could I possibly be planning to give Proto Coup when I'm sitting here not really thinking about it, and I'm just gonna kind of give him a general thing? What could it possibly be? I wonder what Craft Essence is a universal thing. Who would have seen that coming? He's got Divinity. We could go with that. There we go. This Craft Essence or Mystic Coat is terrible, but I do want to level it just cause. Golden Carp. Actually, Golden Carp ain't that bad though. It's better for support, but still 50% starting NP, maybe crit on the first turn. It's something. Huh. Oh, this must be, I don't know which choices do what, but yeah, we're in the underworld part, and you get 2 different stages depending on what you pick. It actually can change the difficulty a good amount. So that means we're getting ready to fight Ereshkigal. I'm trying to think what I want to bring for that. Could summon Asclepius. The only problem with that is I don't know if this account has enough DPS on its own. There is Bedivere. Bedivere is really good here because of the anti-debuff and the damage, but you need to bring Atlas then or something. This is what I get for not leveling my Martha. Martha's going to be pretty high priority though when we go into 2.0. It's rather important. I'm gonna attack up now just to get the good normal card damage to get through this part quick, and then NP the next part. Big bonk. And Siegfried do 4K at neutral. I'll say yes. Or overkill the other one though, but that's fine. A little close. I should have used Golden Rule on Siegfried. Now, ideally, you don't want to use Caster Coup, and I don't know if we even use his 3rd skill here because I don't think the next wave is casters. I think the next wave is Lancer or whatever. Yeah, but I don't really need Caster Coup for the next wave if that's the case. Probably should have saved that in case there's debuffs. Fine. Is it Vertifire? Thank you for the 4 months. How you doing? So the flame effect on that looks really nice. The CGI on the Wicker Man itself Not so much, but also I need to level that skill so it comes back with more health. It can really matter. You come back with the most health possible. Maybe your teammate heals you a bit, or use the Mystic Code to heal. It can bounce you back. That's a decent amount of health, though. I should have him in P next turn, and have Siegfried Brave Chain here. I could do art, but I have faith the extra attack and the art is enough. Close. Right on the button. Actually, he might have gone to 101, but we don't have NP2. Kind of forgot about that. Casterku is actually still pretty good here, even though he's not doing that great on this enemy. Because he still do okay damage, and he does the defense down for Siegfried, so it's pretty good. Yeah, he's 40k! Damn! Boy, he must be really good at 120. My god, that's crazy. Because he could be 2k foed as well. So between the stats from him, he just hey Radgas, fucking 42 months. Just showing up and slapping that on chat. But how's the Dark Souls 3 going, Radgas? So anyway, yeah, 2k foe, level 100 or 120, that is so much higher stats. You'd be getting pretty crazy damage at neutral at that point. Pretty legit. I didn't use Siegfried's third skill, so I didn't get the Buster up. Clearly, I'm just saving that for later, right, chat? No mistakes here. Didn't get into closed test me either, because I don't have a console, I have PC. And there is no closed test for PC. Hey, I kind of want to go in blind anyway, though. I have watched the PvP, but I've been avoiding all the PvE. Okay. Fuck, I guess we just do the Buster up now. Who needs NPs? I'll probably get a PS5. Here's the thing. I think the Series X and the PS5 will both run the game really well, so there's not much difference. But so here's the thing. I want to play it on PC, but eventually PC is going to have the biggest hacker problem, right? Out of like, there's normally hackers on all of it, but there's going to be more on PC, right? That's just how it is. And Bamco never has, you know, any like policing for anti-cheat. So in the long run, I eventually want to play it on console when I want to just invade and be invaded and all that. And the reason I would go PS5 or over the Xbox, even I like the Xbox controller more, but I think the PlayStation 5 is going to have a bigger player base for it. You know, the kind of people that like that kind of game are more likely to have it on PlayStation 5. So I suspect the player base is going to be bigger, and that's like what's important in the long run. And I think there's a way that you can use an Xbox controller on PS5. There's like some roundabout ways to do it. So that should work for me. Yeah, it's gonna suck buying a PS5 just for that. I mean, there's other things on PS5 I wouldn't mind playing, but if I really like the game and I want to play in the long term, I'll probably do it. If the game sucks or like the PvP sucks, then I won't, and I'll just play it on PC, and that's that. The only cross-platform Elden Ring is going to have is between PS4 and PS5. That's it. That's another reason why, though, its player base will be bigger in the long run. I suspect the player base size in the long run, like a year from now, is going to be PlayStation 4 and 5, because they're fused, will be the most, and then PC, then Xbox. I think Xbox will have the least. One thing, though, that PC versions do have, and this is noticeable with Dark Souls 3, is every single time like Dark Souls 3 goes on sale on Steam, there's a big spike in the player base. And like new people start playing. And you don't really see that much for the consoles. So for like example, let's say you've made a level 45 like PvP character, right? Every time the game goes on sale, you know, you give it a minute to until people are around level 45, you're gonna get a bunch of fucking invasions again in that level range. So that's kind of nice. That'll be true for Elden Ring too, I suspect. So it'll be nice to have it on both. But like I found, like if I play Dark Souls 3 like today on PC, if I play at weird level ranges, there's no hackers, right? If I play at level 60, level 30, level like 80, right? Weird level ranges like that, you'll almost never, every once in a while you run into a host that turns cheat engine on and gives himself infinite health or whatever. But very rarely, like you'll maybe like 1 in, you know, 200 invasions it might happen. Where if you play at like the meta level, which is 120, you'll run into a hacker like, you know, every 10 minutes, if that, right? Like it's all the time. So I think Elden Ring will be the same way. If you play at whatever the meta range or zone is, you'll get a lot of hackers, and if you avoid them, then you'll be okay. But also because of streaming, and I know this for a fact because the other people that stream, like they're big streamers like Dark Souls 3 or Demon Souls and all that, they basically have to play on PS5 because if you're a streamer, the hackers will just come out of the woodwork to try to snipe you, right? That's such a thing, and I'm gonna want to stream Elden Ring in the long run for PvP and whatnot, and I'll pretty much have to have a PS5 for that, which sucks, but it is what it is. It's Bamco's fault for not enforcing any kind of anti-cheat, like they don't bother. And none of the Souls games have ever had any. They've had like a little bit of anti-cheat, and like, but nothing. They don't ever like police it, and then people can find ways around it. It's probably going to start on the 17th, Arjuna, because that's when the stream is. So about a week. Actually, I guess under a week. Like what, 4 or 5 days? I can count. What is today? 13th, right? Yeah, so we got 4 days. Okay. Well, it kind of depends if you count the rest of today and then all that and like what. That's another thing is Japan is ahead. That's right, Japan's ahead of us in time. So yeah, maybe it is more like 3 days then, especially because of that. Always wonkery with that kind of thing. Maybe I should just NP these, but we'll see how it goes. Can I bruiser these down? I want to get that art card, but missing... Dude, Buster card first card bonus is just so strong. It's 50%, and it applies to itself, which... Does anyone else find that kind of silly that the first card bonus applies to itself? At least the UI actually indicates that. There's a lot of stuff that... Oh yeah, remember I was talking about how bad the UI is? That's another thing I forgot to mention. The UI fucking lies to you in this game. All of the time. I can't believe I didn't mention this yesterday. Because like, you can do like a Buster chain with an NP, and the UI will tell you that it applies to the NP. But it doesn't, right? You can put the... This one's crazy. Okay, I wish I had an NP. Oh wait, I'll wait until I get it. You know what? I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna do this. I'll get my NP right now. Okay, so see, actually, I think you have to go into the whole chain, but they'll show. Oh no, you can see at the bottom. See when you click this card, you see under Siegfried's art card, you see NP, then the little plus sign. That plus sign is showing that it's stronger because it's in second place. The third card you pick will show 2 plus signs, right? And what's stupid is, it does it for it. Look right there. You can see it right under Q's NP. It shows the goddamn plus sign because it's in second place. So it's saying it gets stronger, but it doesn't. It does not do that, right? And it does all of that stuff. And this is crazy. Okay, so if you pick a quick card, right? You have the quick card, first card bonus. Look at the other cards in the hand. They start glowing green around the rims. See, they start glowing green, which by the way, I picked quick card because the green glow is the best one, right? That's indicating that now the other cards have better star gen, right? You click the art card, now it's got the blue. It's got a little blue aura around them. That's indicating these cards now have NP gain. And look, the NP The NP gets it too. The NP is glowing with the little blue thing, implying that it gets NP gain now, or it gets better star gen. Or the red one, red aura, it does more damage. It doesn't. It doesn't do any of those things. And again, day one, that's bad, but like it's excusable. But 6 years in, it's not excusable. It's not excusable. This game is run like it's run by amateurs, right? You would expect that like like those Steam games that are like not quite, but like almost scams, right? It's like some really shitty like 1 or 2 man dev, and they just you put out like garbage, right? And it's just got like reused Unity assets, and like the UI doesn't work, and it's like 3 levels. I'm not exaggerating. The UI in FGO reminds me of that. Because it lies to you, it doesn't give you correct information, it's incredibly slow and clunky, it has like things that just don't even need to be there, like the pre-screen on the team screen, we have to go forward to go backwards and crap. Like, it's not professional at all, let alone from one of the top grossing video games on the planet. There's no, can somebody explain to me how it's acceptable that 6 years in, the basic UI is lying to you about NPs, right? Like when you do a quick chain, right, the game will like show the 3 cards, and it'll like show which cards are being affected by the quick chain. It'll do that for NPs too, but again, they're not actually affected by that. It's all a lie. And I've seen this a million times. Like I've seen it a million times. Somebody will say, oh, is the NP stronger in 3rd place, right? Because or in 1st place, stuff like that, because they don't know, because it's confusing. And people always get on them. That happens all the time. Now, what is annoying is when you have people that haven't looked into that kind of stuff, and they start backseating, telling you should put your NP here or there because you're doing it wrong, and then they're actually wrong. That happens too, but what are you gonna do? But yeah, I can't believe I didn't think about that yesterday with like the stupid card UI. I'm so used to it lying to me that I don't even like remember that stuff. Why am I NPing right now? I should not be NPing right now. Well, fuck it, we're NPing. Yeah, look, under his NP in the bottom there, who's NP? You see the 2+ signs? That means in 3rd place it's doing more damage, but it's not. That's a lie. Yeah, if it's in 2nd place, it gets 1+. If it's in 3rd place, it gets 2 pluses. But it is all bullshit. Yeah, I don't begrudge anybody that's like new to the game and they're confused about NP placement, because game very unclear. Yeah, I'll put in slow-mo. See, look, two pluses, and it had the blue aura from the art card. And I have to listen to like all this copium fanboys defending the game and acting like Mr. Green is just so unreasonable that he doesn't just kiss the game's ass for doing some shitty UI update instead of fixing the glaring problems with their game. It's kind of like if you have a game, right, where there's like some giant bug that clearly needs to be fixed, and they put out a patch and they're like, oh yeah, we made the login screen look better. It's like, oh, okay. It's like, not really the problem here. Fucking animation update for the mailbox. We're not doing so good on the Siegfried front. I guess I just do this, see if she gets her NP. Yeah, you get the tuna can, all, stuff like that. Get the mailbox animation update, you get the minor command code change, instead of, addressing like these fundamental flaws with the UI that I went over pretty thoroughly yesterday. That made some people really salty, by the way. It actually made way more. I got a lot of like DMs, and I got a comment on the VOD and stuff where I think a lot of people actually appreciated that kind of comparison because they don't play other games, and they don't know a lot about UI design. So I think I had a lot of people like, oh yeah, I can really see the problems with the UI now. But it made a few people out there super salty, like, oh my god, you're objectively showing the problems with the game. How dare you? Brave change. They made it so, and this is a good change. It's just very, you know, it's kind of too little, too late here. But they made it so if command codes are equipped to one servant, you can switch them to another servant without having to unequip them from the other servant first. You still have to go through the UI hell, and you still have to watch the animation over and over and all that nonsense. If they had gotten rid of the equip and unequip animation, I would not have been annoyed. That would have been enough to be like, I'd be like, okay, that's at least reasonable, right? That's a. But because they did so little, and after 3 years, of course I'm not going to praise that. Like, that's absurd. You know, if they had done that tiny change, like I said, like a month or 2 months after, then I'd be like, okay, that's cool. You know, moving in the right direction. But when you wait 3 years and that's all you do, there's no. I'm not letting that slide. You can check the VOD on YouTube, Arjuna, and here I can probably find the timestamp right now because it's really easy to find because you start seeing Arc Knights back and forth because I was using Arc Knights directly next to FGO to talk about UI stuff here. I'll get the timestamp though. I'm sure it's not hard. I probably should like highlight that clip though because it's. I think I articulated that very well. This is the wrong YouTube channel. That is my main channel, excuse me. That's not where I upload VODs. I know how YouTube works. When you can't find your own videos, you know something is wrong. Let's see. Oh yeah, the giant boar that I failed to. That was embarrassing, dude. Yeah, I really should have timestamped that. I thought I talked about it really early in the VOD, but I actually can't find it. Was it really late in the VOD? Huh. Yeah, I don't actually know when I talked about it. Fuck, I thought I did it really early in the VOD, but maybe I didn't. Yeah, I'm scanning through it and I don't see. I guess I never had Arc Knights up on the screen long enough. Probably when you see the command code UI. Yeah, oh, there it is early, and I see it now. It's around, it looks like it's around the 25-minute mark. Yeah, it's like 26-minute mark. Yeah, it's at the 26-minute mark. But yeah, I got a pretty thorough comparison with how not to do UI and how to do UI. But yeah, I'll link it. It's 26 minutes into that if you want to see it. All right, let's murder a door. We're very brave over here. I wish I could Stheno NP because then we'd get the defense down, but I should have just waited a turn. Well, actually, she could have died here. And I think what really confuses people when they start learning about NPs and how the UI has been lying to them this whole time, but you have to clarify, but even though NPs don't benefit from the first card bonus, or the placement bonus, or the chain bonus, or any of that, they can still give the first card bonus, right? So it's a little confusing. But then people get really knee-jerky, because what I've always seen, I get comments like this so often. Almost anytime I use a unit, or a team where there's a time where putting the NP first is not meta, which happens pretty often, right? Especially for quick and art NPs. All times you'll do Buster card, you know, art NP, and then, you know, Buster card, and that's more damage, things like that. Or you might want to NP and it's quick, but then, so like, let's say you want to get as much refund on like Jack as possible, right? So you do like, Scatty's art card, Jack's NP, and then Jack's art card, right? Because you're wanting that first card art bonus for that last art card. There's all kinds of reasons not to put the NP first. It's very common that you put the NP first, but there's a lot of times that you don't need to. And almost any time you do that, people are like, oh, you shouldn't do that, because they think you're putting the NP later in the chain because they think you're trying to make it do more damage or something, but that's not the reason. And hey, Stheno died, so waiting was not the right thing. Yeah, I think a lot of people put the NP last when he started playing because the game tells you it's better there. Like, there's no reason you would think otherwise. There's nothing that, you know, clarifies that. I think they might have eventually added a loading screen tip, but you might not get it, let alone read it. and that definitely didn't exist in the early days. I'm 100% serious about this. This sounds like almost mean, but I absolutely think this is the case, especially when you look at like early interviews with DW and stuff. I think it was a mistake. I think NPs were supposed to benefit from the chain bonus and the third place bonus and all of that stuff. I think they absolutely were supposed to, and there was just coding spaghetti and it just didn't. And then by the time they could have fixed it, they realized that it would be OP, and so then they didn't do it. But I absolutely think it was supposed to be like that. That's why the UI shows it that way. There's a lot of stuff like that. Like the way overkill works is obviously not the way it's supposed to work, where you get the overkill bonus when you don't overkill. But they don't change it now because people are so used to those gain rates. So if they fixed it, all of a sudden the gain rates would be super different. And everyone's like, why am I not looping anymore, right? So they're not going to fix it. There's a lot of stuff like that, because FGO had no idea what it was doing day one, right? Like, they know at least a little bit now, but they were clueless day one. It was just a quick cash grab, hodgepodge mess of a game. And yeah, I think it was just a complete mistake. And the NPs were supposed to benefit from all that stuff, but they didn't. And then by the time they realized that was like that, and they had the technical knowledge to fix it, they were like, that'd be so broken if NPs were getting, you know, a 50% damage bonus from a first card buster bonus, and then an even bigger bonus for being in third place. Like, they're like, oh, that's way too broken, so they didn't do it. And they're probably right about that. But, yeah, here we are, and see, the correct thing to do, thank you for the two-man raid, was Eris, as I said, but the correct thing to do would be, once they realized that, one, it was bugged, and two, that it would be broken to fix it, they should have changed the UI so it doesn't show that NPs are gaining a bonus that they don't, right? You know, because like, right now it shows a little glow, you know, from the first card bonus, it shows little plus signs for being in the second or third place. So just get rid of that stuff. Don't have it glow. Don't have it get the plus signs. Right? You can even do the opposite and do a little indication that it doesn't benefit from that kind of stuff to kind of tip people off to what's, you know, going on. You know, show that if you click it, it is giving the first card bonus to everything else, but, you know, it's not receiving it. So what really messes people up too when they're new to the game is the low high roll system. So what can happen is a lot of people, they want to intuitively figure out if NPs benefit from the bonus or not. So they try like Gilgamesh's NP in the front, right, as the first card, and then they try it in third place, and they see if the damage is different. But because of the low high roll system, which the game doesn't tell you about, by the way, the first one might low roll, right, so it does less damage than normal. And then the second time you do it when it's in third place, it might high roll. So there's a huge damage difference now. So then you're going to assume, oh, it does work, right? But it's lying to you, right? It really is crazy that 6 years in that has not been fixed, and that like the game is just lying to you like that. Like it's not professional. It's not professional at all. Which is why I give them such a hard time, because it's like I don't think they deserve any slack for such shamelessness. I mean, 6 years. And your basic UI is still lying to players. It's like, what the fuck? Especially, it's not hard to fix. Like, well, just remove the glow and the little stars below it and all that. Like, that's not a big deal. You can do Hans. Stheno's probably gonna have to kill the rider at the end. Do Kojiro, like, right there. Do Qingong so I can like ditch him pretty easily because he's lower level and he's got taunt. Don't trust everything you see, yeah. Game's trying to teach you a life lesson. Ereshkigal might be next. That might be one of the harder fights for us, we'll see. This account doesn't have good units for it. I never leveled Caesar, I never leveled Bedivere, I never leveled Martha, I don't have Asclepius yet, stuff like that. Not having any of the single target sabers will definitely be an issue. What I'll probably try is use summon Bedivere and then use Atlas and see if that's enough anti-debuff. So I remember back in this is before NA existed, right? This is a long time ago. This was just JP. I remember it was incredibly hard to get information on extra attacks. And back then I was also aware of the low high roll stuff, so I knew you had to do the same thing multiple times to kind of, you know, see the range. So it was really hard to figure out if extra attacks benefited from like the first card bonus and things like that. Because again, the UI lies to you, so that won't help you. And then if you back when it was just JP and A hadn't even been announced yet, there was a lot of conflicting information about it. You'd see people saying both all the time, and like although so I remember I just sat down and I just tested it over and over to figure it out. I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna do like a solo with the unit, and I'm gonna record it so I can go frame by frame, because they have multi-hit count and extra attacks, so I can make sure I can add it up every time. Like that's a big thing, because of the multi-hit, you wouldn't notice a lot of the time. And I'll do it a bunch of times with no buster card first, and I'll do like 3 or 4 extra attacks, and I'll do 3 or 4 with the buster, and I'll look at the damage, and I can clearly see if it gets the bonus or not. And then it was very obvious that it was indeed getting the first card bonus, and I was like, okay, now I know that from now on. The extra attack is applying to the extra. Yeah, the first card bonus. I think I said the extra bonus. Alright. Do I want to just defense up? Yeah, might as well. I'm trying to remember if the game indicates also if the extra attack, because the extra attacks do more damage if the cards preceding it are all the same. Like if it's a chain, like a quick chain, arc chain, buster chain. I don't remember if the UI indicates that or not. It's pretty, I tell you though, it really is wild for buster units, because they get to do like a buster brave chain where the extra attack gets the buster card bonus, the first card buster card bonus, which is 50% damage, and then it gets the 3 of a kind bonus all in one spot, right? And then you might have like an attack up or something like that to boost it as well. And you can just get some nutty extra attack damage that way. And now you can unlock the passive that gives the unit even higher extra attack damage, which I think isn't it 50%? Let me look. I see the 50 or 30. I think it's 50, which is kind of crazy, but yeah, it's 50 if it's max level. It's 30 at rank 1 and it's 50 at rank 10. So if you do a buster brave chain with that passive, you are just, and yeah, like golden sumo is equipped, stuff like that, you are just gonna annihilate something. And like you got like Hercules, because Hercules has his own attack up, right? He's obviously buster chaining all the time, and his attack up applies to the extra, and then he gets that extra up. You're like NPing every turn. It's ridiculous. Yeah, Orion doesn't need it. Orion doesn't need to do stuff like that. Orion does so much damage that more damage is pointless. He wants utility. He wants the option to get more NP. He wants the option to get more stars, because that's what he's about ultimately. You like when you're over there punching things for like 200 to 1,000,000 damage, you know, with a buster card, it's like, yeah, we need more damage, right? Like it's kind of irrelevant. Although I guess you know, it's fun to see big numbers. But yeah, Orion doesn't need it. Orion doesn't worry about the extra damage mod. It's not a big deal for him generally. I'm sure there's like, you know, 1 or 2 stages out there that can actually push Orion on damage, right? And it's like a problem, and like meeting the damage requirement to break the health bar in time is actually difficult. Like I'm sure that happens here and there, but that's going to be pretty rare. And then the times where you need more NP gain or you need more star gen or whatever, those are going to come up a lot more often. So he wants as much like utility options as possible. Because honestly, Orion's good, but he does have some flaws, and he's one of those units where he can sometimes solo things that no other unit can solo. Or he can be the primary DPS, and he just be so much better than most, because he has debuff immunity, and he's got the Pearson vulnerability, and he's normal card damage based, so you know, a lot of like gimmicks don't affect him. So there are stages where he can solo it, and there's basically no one else that could do it, right? Or again, in team play, he's one of the best, right? That happens. But there's also times where he just fails miserably and he's just god-awful for a stage, because you don't need Pearson vulnerability, you don't need debuff immunity, and like the wonkiness of the NP not doing damage, and then like the RNG going the wrong way, it can really screw you up. So he is very good though. He's very, very, very good. And a lot of stages that can just be really like annoying or difficult for players to like understand, to figure out, a lot of times he ends up being extremely good for. Like Ibuki. Like I don't think Ibuki's that hard, but a lot of people kind of get confused by that fight. And he's just such a straightforward, easy way to beat it, so it's very useful. Yeah, actually, Orion, if you're talking about Super Orion, NP ranks are pretty big on him. He's very good at NP1, but there is a big difference between like a really, like an NP2, 3, 4, and 5, all that Orion versus 1. And it's because he'll frequently NP twice before the first buff wears off. So the benefit from a higher NP rank is applying twice, and that's pretty big. And like I've seen this very clearly because for a long time Lost just had NP1 Orion. And I used him a lot, and Lost used him a lot, and you could see that performance. And we'd see other people using Orion at higher NP ranks, and there was a huge difference. And then now Lost has higher NP ranks, and now he's just so much, his damage and stuff is so much higher. Like at NP1, it's fine if the fight's not pushing you on damage, right? Then it's generally not a big deal, or there's not like NP drain or anything like that. But if you are pushed on damage, it's pretty noticeable. And in NP1, I do find he will be pushed on damage from time to time. But like NP2, 3, especially 3 and up, I would say, then generally you're not going to be pushed on the damage. And if you are being pushed on damage, it's because you're not able to set up the crits and stuff like that, and then your NP rank won't make that much of a difference, so. Well, Cash-Jaku not gonna do anything here. Do I buff him with Qingong? I guess. This is gonna be sad. We'll, fuck, I guess we'll give him this too. This ain't gonna do anything. I'm gonna taunt him so the turn gets canceled. We're in for a bad time here, boys. Yeah, that can get you what Lost just said. When he's NP1, he can only have 100% NP. And it's easy for him to overcharge, right? And have like 110, 120. And so if something has drain, like a ghost or some bosses do it, it's a problem. When you're NP2, it's not a problem anymore. That's true for everybody, but it can be really annoying for DPS. That's why getting Asclepius NP2 is generally a really good idea. Because you don't want like a year from now, some new challenge quest comes out, or some new boss fight, and they're super debuffed based. And like, oh, I'm gonna use Asclepius, and then they also have Drain, and then it just runs everything. You don't want that. You don't want to be that guy, so just get NP2 for God's sakes. Besides, it's nice to have the extra health from the res on Asclepius. Like, if you're on a budget, right, and you don't want to go for NP5, I get it, but at least get NP2. But if you do like Asclepius and you're planning on using him a lot, I really do recommend going for NP5, because the extra, between the health being higher when you res, and then like getting a heal after and stuff, it can be enough to stabilize a unit, where at NP1 it might not be, right? So it's good to have, but it's clearly not as high as priority as, like, let's say Ezo, like you're a huge Ezo fan, right? And you're really wanting him to be your assassin DPS. Obviously his NP ranks are gonna be more important than Asclepius is. Okay, can we make our 1-1-1 Kojiro work here? Do I go ahead and Star Bomb? Try to get a quick crit? Yeah, I think I do. Because I want the gain. You get more gain if you have the quick resist down. And then you get the crit NP gain and so on and so forth. Alright, as long as I don't die next turn, we're good. George doesn't do a lot when they're AoE. It's not, in very specific circumstances, actually, George can still be really good, because when he dies with taunt up, it'll cancel their turn. So, like, against Fluffy, that can be good. But a boss like this, that's not gonna do a lot. I'm literally doing that art card first like that, so I get, like, 1 NP gain. I don't want to get the 98%. None of that nonsense. Man, we're still dropping frames. This sucks. Yeah, my ISP, I think, is just shitting a brick right now. You just don't care about upload speed. Like, no matter how much you pay them, you just cannot get reliable upload. It's very frustrating. Oh, right, I had this. I could have used this for battery. I kind of forgot. I think I do the quick attack first. The quick resist down. This will, even though he's level 60, 1-1-1, I think this might kill. Not quite. Need to give him a Grail, man. Like 1 Grail and he goes to 70. This is what I get though for not using 100 Face. If only we had a Buster card. This will still be pretty good though. $888. Alright, you know what? Just to show off. I like how even in this context he looped, because now we get the double quick up and the double quick resist down, so this is kind of fun. Pretty consistent damage there. 92k, alright. Yeah, today's stream will probably be a bit shorter just because I'm dropping so many frames. You know, I don't want to get to like, you know, Guadia or all that and have my stream running like this, so. Okay, this is probably, is this Ereshkigal? No, not yet, I don't think. I think the question mark is because the class changes based on what it is. I'm gonna cheat and look this up because I wanna, when you're being kind of budgety like this, you don't want to bring the complete wrong classes. I guess if you want to be safe though, you just bring a Berserker. Looking shit up online. I almost never do this, but every once in a while. Okay, so if it's the bottom option, there's a big Archer. If it's the top option, there's a big Saber. I guess we'll go with the bottom option just because we've got Coup prototype. Guess we'll stick with Caster Coup. All the coups ever. Basically just want NP gain. As nice as the super attack up is on from Stheno, I think we'll go with Hans. Just get the NP quick. Or could do Mash. We'll do Hans. I'll still bring though Stheno because we need coins. Is she anywhere close to getting more coins? Nope. 100k. 100k and we get like 5 coins. That'll help so much. What about Ushi? Okay, she's only 21k. I'll probably stop at Bond 7 for her, because that's more than enough. And then George is going all the way to Bond 10. I think I can get away with this bad of a team. This is a pretty terrible team, though. Caster Coup would be better here if I gave him more starting NP and he could just NP turn 1. I could give my K-Scope. I think it's that one for the Archer. What passive do I get first for David? Let me look at his. I would say for like, off the top of my head though, for like the majority of people, I would say his second skill, second passive. Unless you're just like the David guy and you love using David all the time and you've grailed him and you want to solo with him and stuff like that, then you might want to get the extra attack. Yeah, actually, oh shit though, he gets anti-berserker. Wow, Max must like that. That's a tough call actually. That's a really tough call. Well, so if you use David a lot, you know, he's already really good no matter what, right? David is a very strong, solid option. If you use him a lot, I kind of lean towards Berserker then though, because then he's just this unit that gives you solid support no matter what class you're fighting. He murders Sabers, and then he also murders Berserkers. That's really good. That's pretty universal. But so for the average player, right, if you're not like soloing and stuff, I would say 3, 2, 1. That like 2 is definitely a legit pick because just having extra starting NP and just getting that NP immediately can be great for boss fights and all kinds of things. But yeah, I don't know. 2 and 3 are about tied. I really do. 2 and 3 are kind of about tied. It might depend on your supports. Do you have Waver, Castoria, Scatty, or Merlin, stuff like that? If you do, you probably don't need the extra starting NP, so maybe go with the Berserker. But if you don't have any good supports for battery, then probably the second skill. So I really think that's the deciding factor, is what do you have? But yeah, I think the only way I would pick his first one first is if you're like you like using David like all the time, and these are like your main DPS, or you're soloing with him, because he is a good solo unit, like no joke. Then you might go with his first skill, because it applies over and over and over again. But honestly, the anti-Berserker is good, because you might fight a Berserker that's giant. That's not even that rare. I have Waver. Yeah, I'd say his third skill then. I think that's pretty safe. I'd say you go with his third skill. Unless you just, you really like doing NP stacking stuff, and you feel like you've got enough damage. Because 2 and 3 are both really good, right? Either way, it's going to be fine. I'll say this, 2 applies all of the time, where 3 only applies when you fight Berserkers. But 2 might not do enough to matter a lot of the time, especially if you have Waver. Where 3 is going to be pretty noticeable when you're fighting a Berserker. And geez, if you're fighting a Berserker that's a giant, like Darius, or some Spriggans happen to be Berserkers, things like that, the damage will be nutty, like absolutely nutty. Okay, I really stand by this. I think absolutely Ku and David are the best 3 stars in the game. They have so much universal application. They are so strong in like so many circumstances. They are so good. And Ku and David both got anti-Berserker passives, which is like the best passive. That's it busted. That's like, did Ku and David really need that, right? Because everyone else gets like, anti-dumb crap that doesn't make any sense to, like, Proto Ku gets Caster, right? Hey Green, I've been watching your streams on YouTube for a few weeks now. Typically I've been using high-end servants, but you've convinced me to start an alt account using budget servants. I'm glad to catch your streams. Well, thanks, man. I appreciate the nice words. Yeah, it's fun to do both, right? It is no joke. It can be fun sometimes to be just disgusting and double Scatty or double Castoria or whatever, but you learn a lot when you do it the other way, and it can make you can have some really interesting, like, brain, tease, like boss fights and whatnot. They can be really enjoyable when you keep it more budget. And it also, I think I wonder if anyone in chat has had this experience where, because you started using low stars where originally you hadn't, you start seeing the value of a few key ones that can like augment your actual setups when you're not holding back. It's like, oh hey, because of the team cost and what this unit can do, they can kind of fill in the gaps here. Oh, I'm missing an assassin, so 100 face and things like that, right? It can be very useful, right? You can be a gold spamming, strong boy, but you're still gonna have a few, oddities in your lineup, or your team cost is fucked up, so you got to bring something smaller. So when you actually use the low stars, you can really see like where they're applicable and stuff. And Leonidas is really good. He's really easy to get value out of these days. Easily 2-turn taunt, sometimes more than that, and then you get all that damage for the team and the stars. Okay. I accidentally did a 1 to 3 star setup versus Anastasia. I'm guessing you're like, oh, this would be good here, this would be good here, and then you started it and you're like, oh wait, these are all low stars. Actually, if you're not a whale, that can happen all the time. If you just happen to get whatever golds and you do level the good budget stuff, you can easily run into a boss fight where the smart things to bring are none of your golds, right? That can totally happen. Because you might have like a gold AoE rider, but you're fighting like a single saber, right? Like, so what good is that gonna do, right? Guess I do that. All I care about here is NP gain. I'm just gonna like double NP and then hope Proto Ku. I should have given Proto Ku the 3rd skill from Hans. What am I doing here? Okay, well, we will still give this. Here's my plan. I'm gonna get the NP now. Being very wasteful with Caster Ku's health, but it's fine. So Uchi's pretty awesome in all respects except her fashion, right? Not a fan. And some people like it, and that's fine, you know, good for them. But rainbow colors, and here's the thing: it's not because it's like a skimpy outfit, right? It's because it looks like it went through a blender, right? It doesn't look like it's not designed. It's not. It don't look good, right? It looked bad, and it doesn't fit the character either that much. So, although apparently her character is, she likes blender stuff and she's terrible at fashion, so, because her other costume's the same way. Just Frankensteined a dress together for some reason. Yeah, I think a lot of people ignored Uchi, because I was the same way. When I first started FGO, you know, I didn't, at the time, there was no NA version, and I had really only looked up the bios and the translations for, like, Billy the Kid and Darius and stuff like that. I didn't even look hers up. Babylonia wasn't out, and I was like, man, she looks stupid, and I just didn't use her. So for the longest time, the only writer I really used was Medusa. And that was it. And she's AoE, so it was a bit of an issue. And then they added Kentoki, so then it was Medusa and Kentoki versus the world. And then eventually I was like, okay, Ushi's really good. And then through that, then Babylonia was out. And I was like, okay, she's not so bad. And her gameplay was just so good, she won me over the years. But good God, I still don't like her fashion, right? It's not great. I don't like that kind of, I've talked about this, like, I don't like the rainbow color, like, it's purple, it's white, it's blue, it's gold, it's, you know, I don't care for that. Like, because here's the thing, I feel about the same way for Caster Gilgamesh. I think Caster Gilgamesh looks completely stupid, right? He's also got rainbow colors. It looks like someone took a saw blade through his pants. Like, what are we doing, right? Look, I like a mini vest. I hate mini vests. Wear an actual vest, you coward, right? Like, I'm not a fan. If anything, I might like Caster Gil's fashion less, because he's got like the hat that can look good in other contexts, but like when you're wearing like all that nonsense, that doesn't really work for me. So yeah, Caster Gil's pretty low on the fashion. I like Gilgamesh as a character a lot, and I like his summer outfit for his caster self, so that fixes it. But yeah, I don't like Caster, because can someone explain to me what's the difference between Ushi's costume and Gil's? Right? Like, what's the difference? Right? Like, I think a lot of people, you know, they get like, it's like, oh, she's wearing a skimpy outfit, so that's lame. But Gilgamesh wearing a skimpy outfit, and that's fine, right? I see that a lot, and that is bullshit, right? Like, people not being fair here. Like, the only thing I like about Caster Gil's design is the axe. There we go, the axe is good, right? And I guess, like, you know, his hair's good, but that's because it's just Gilgamesh. Yeah, I'm like, I don't care one way or the other if an outfit is revealing. I literally don't care. It matters if it like fixed the character or not. Or I care if it's like let's say you have an anime that's trying to be really realistic and it's trying to be like down and dirty or gritty, and you know, it's like, you know, trying to be logical and all that, like very logical. But then just randomly, you know, one character super fan servicey. That it just feels so out of place, and like it feels like it's pandering, right? That I don't care for. But if it's the character or the whole show is like rule of cool, or I don't care, right? If the design works, it's fine. I don't care if they're male or female. It doesn't matter. But I definitely see people on the internet where like they get all uppity if like a female is wearing skimpy clothing, but then the barbarian's running around with, you know, a loincloth, and that's fine. It's like, it's kind of that kind of stuff, that kind of like hypocrisy always bothers me. It's like, can we be consistent, please? Do I NP? I guess I make stars. Censor the men. I actually do see some people the other way, where they don't like the revealing clothes on guys, but they don't care about it on girls. I've seen that. Like, that's rare, but I've seen that occasionally. I vastly prefer the Uchi outfit they made for the anniversary. That was basically her original outfit, but less blendery. It's still too hyper-colory though for my taste. I think just due to like the way the internet is right now, people are like hyper sensitive and they're trying to like moral grandstand. So if people are like, they got their magnifying glasses out for like female characters and they don't even think about the male characters. I think that's a big part of it. Let's see if we can get some lucky crits here on this assassin. I just lowered my crit chance. It's because this Star Absorb skill's rank 1, so the RNG was just worse. So he went from 80% Buster crit to like 40. That was pretty bad. I mean, basically none of the outfits in FGO make sense. So that doesn't matter one way or the other. I'm more about like, does it fit the character and does it just aesthetically look good? You know, Fate is not a very, you know, practical universe, right? I mean, Jesus Christ, people are you got weapons like the size of skyscrapers, and you know, it's total nonsense, right? So I don't give a crap about that. I mostly care about, you know, does this aesthetic make literally any sense or not? Okay, I should have cast this forever ago, but I really thought Hans would have gotten his NP by now, but that did not work out. Like, the only time I care about, like, the logical stuff, if it's, like, a series like Mountain Blade, right? You know, Mountain Blade is trying to be authentic. Not exactly realistic, but they're trying to be authentic. And so then it matters over there. But for most of the time, I don't give a flying fuck. And then you have stuff like Dark Souls that's in the middle, right? Like, Dark Souls will, they literally copy-paste real armor sets from real life. But they also throw in a lot of fantasy and like anime. Like Dark Souls 3 is so anime. Holy crap! You got double great sword back flipping flame things, right? Like y'all know what I'm talking about that have played that game, right? And like they literally have great swords that are larger than the player character, but then they have like an actual claymore, like a literal actual claymore, right? So they basically have like a practical, you know, logical side of the universe. There's like magic bullshit in it as well. So they have both, and it works, it's fun. I actually think Dark Souls has found a really unique area like that, where they can get away with, you know, grounded, real designs, and then also just bullshit over-the-top fantasy nonsense. Because I've seen some people that act like Dark Souls is like just, you know, just pure practicality. It absolutely isn't, and it never has been. Even Dark Souls 1 and Demon Souls have some super crazy anime nonsense. Double shields, yeah, that's one. Dude, what are they called? I just want to remember the dual great swords in Dark Souls 3. They're like twin ultras or something. They're from like the Ringed City, and they're on fire and everything. I don't remember what they're called, but those things, I mean, you're holding two of them, and each one of them is larger than your character. Unless you make a big boy, and you're swinging them around, you know, like toothpicks or something. It's ridiculous. Dude, I like how Smo is actually ripped. It's just his armor is like that, but underneath the armor, he's ripped. Ringed Knight paired greatsword. That's a mouthful. I do remember though that they were associated with those Ringed Knight guys. Well, Castraku gets his NP next turn because of his first skill, so I don't actually have to Art Chain, but whatever. But I kind of like that in Dark Souls, and hopefully it'll carry over into Elden Ring, because it lets the players do what they want. If you want to have a really practical, realistic knight with, like, you know, actual weapons and actual armor, you can do that, right? You know, you can do a practical sorcerer look, you know, that kind of thing. You know, or you can be utter insanity and have a mimic face, you know, or Smo's armor, or, you know, you can do whatever the fuck you want. So players are able to, like, you know, you have options, right? You kind of express whatever you want. You can be practical, you can be in the middle, you can be absurd, you can be a guy in a dress, right? You can do whatever you want, right? Whatever you feel like doing, you can do it. Yeah, Fashion Souls, it's like the best part. And that's why I wish FGO would do a little bit better with their Ascension stages to give people a bit more options. Now, you want to make sure all 3 Ascension stages fit the character, right? You don't want to have like a fan service stage just for the sake of it, or the opposite, right? You don't want a character, you know, being unfan servicey when that doesn't fit the character in the slightest, like Nev or something, right? Like, if you can make the options work, make the options work, right? But it kind of annoys me when you have like Lancelot Saber, and none of his stages have a helmet. I get it, a lot of people don't like helmets, but you could have one stage with a helmet and the other 2 without, you know, stuff like that. You know, I think Romulus, Super Romulus, is like the gold standard of how to do Ascensions. They all fit the character, They all make sense, and they give you real variety in like your vibe and like the style and everything. You got the super over the top third one, and the other two are a lot more like grounded and I don't know if realistic's the right way, but maybe authentic. But then like the second one is, you know, a little more in the middle, but it's pretty normal armor for like a Roman. An anime Roman anyway, so it works, right? Good options there. Yeah, Ash works great. You have 3 very different stages, but they all fit the character. It's not like one of them is randomly really weird and different, right? They all fit the character, but they're very, very different. Yeah, Ash is a very good example, actually. So I wish they did that more often, and I get it, some characters, it's really hard to have 3 stages that are really different, so I wouldn't give them a hard time for, you know, if only every once in a while they had really boring stages. But there's a lot of characters where I think they just drop the ball and they're just being lazy. And like Lancelot's a good example of that. They're just being fucking lazy. Yeah, I think legit, Lancelot Berserker should have one helmetless one. Like he's like the opposite, because in the show he's almost always with the helmet. So it makes sense for 2 of the stages to have a helmet and 1 doesn't. Right, and then Saber Lancelot can be the opposite, where 1 has a helmet and 2 don't. I think that's the good way to do it. Or you can do a costume like they did for Lee. Lee has a costume for the sunglasses. You can just do that for Lancelot, right? Just have a costume for all the stages where you can have the helmet or not have the helmet, right? Yeah, Odysseus is the opposite, where they did, I think, a really bad job. And Ishtar, I think they did a really bad job. Her stages all fit her, right? They all obviously fit the character, but they all look the same. Like, I can't, if you just randomly showed me her, like, second stage, I couldn't tell if it was her first stage or her second stage. I wouldn't know, right? I'd just guess. And that's true for several servants, especially if you don't use them actively. There's, like, no difference between the stages, really. It's, like, very minor. And that's just boring, right? Like, it's nice to give people some customization and some, you know, options and whatnot. But again, you want to try to stay true to the character because, you know, the characters should have some, how do you put it? Like, you want, like, artistic integrity with your work and designs. Yeah, at least Merlin's got the hoodie stage, but that's about it. Oh my god, the twins. That's another one. If you could show me any of their stages and I wouldn't know which one it is. Right? If someone showed me stage 1, 2, or 3, I'd have no idea which one it was. I would just guess, but if there's like extra ornaments, I would go with that stage 3. That's the best I could do, because yeah, they don't really change. Like, they didn't even get a palette swap, like a color swap, right? Like, at least do that. You know, people like colors. Alright, this is probably Ereshkigal. Although I don't remember Ereshkigal being a question mark, but I don't know, maybe they're trying to hide the whole giant ghost thing. Trying to think though, if this is Ereshkigal, what do I want to do? Oh, I know what this is. I remember this. This is one where, like, it changes a lot based on what you pick. I'm gonna look it up, actually, because I want to pick the harder one. Hold on. Yeah, I remember there's one that's, like, super easy, and then one that's, like, actually kind of a thing. Okay, this is Arrow 5. Okay, well, these are actually kind of similar. It's either a ruler or an Avenger. I would say the Avenger is harder for most people. Okay, we'll do the second. I think the second one would be harder. Because it's pretty easy to just use a Berserker, because the first one is literally just 2 enemies. It's a caster, then a ruler, that's it. The other one is, the Avenger has more health, and there's more mobs before it and stuff, so we'll go with that one. Alright, what do I want to do for an Avenger? Off memory, I want to say it's a boar. So I guess Protoku. I don't remember what the trash mobs are though. I didn't really look when I was looking at the wiki. I'll do like a Rosh. Yeah, fuck it. We'll do Castrico again. Even though I don't think there's assassins, you can double NP is good enough. Again, I should give him start. You know what? Let's give him higher starting NP and see how he does. I want to see. Oh, I'm gonna be so cheesy. F it. I'm giving him Super Scope, boys. What are you gonna do about it? I'm using a CE that a lot of players might not have. Oh no. It's not mimicable by any other CE. Although that's not true anymore, actually. If you have their second passive unlocked, now you can mimic Super Scope if you have regular K-Scope. So that is a thing, but that you have to get the second passive though, right? That some units it's very difficult to achieve that on. Alright. Rush. That's at least 3. We'll do Stheno. I think we can fit that in. Riot. That Omega, that emote looks. I was looking in like large mode with this music, and that was kind of great. Nice classical song right here. If it is a giant boar, I think. Actually, we'll do it that way. Nope. Yeah, actually, Super Scope is a little bit more mimicable now because you could have Cope Scope and their passive, or K Scope and their passive. So it is a little bit more mimicable now. And same thing for this one. I wonder what I call this, chat, because now you've got this itself, and you could also get the Sunlight one. So you have a bit more options with that too. And there is other CEs that also have like evade and stuff on them for less hits, but a lot of those are not unlimited. They're limited to like an event or something. Probably should do default. Let's not get stupid here. Now you can mimic the 1.3 attack stat difference because you could have a stronger support on your team, and normally 1.3 attack won't make it won't matter. It won't make the make or break for breaking a health bar or not. It makes like so little difference. Like very rarely is there a setup for like a challenge quest or for farming where it's like, oh, you couldn't break that health bar unless you had that slightly higher attack from Super Scope, right? Because a lot of people have Super Scope and it's not level 100, so they don't have the attack stat anyway. Because like mine's level 40, right? So that doesn't really matter. Like yeah, you might have like that once in a blue moon challenge quest or stage where you do like a 1 to 3 star setup and you use Super Scope and it only works with the extra attack stat, but that's unbelievably rare. I still don't use Super Scope in my videos though. I still stick to just K Scope, regular K Scope, and even that I normally try to use the Sakura one, but I'll use it occasionally. I don't think we need the divinity boost thing. We'll save it for Proto-Coup. The two most unmimicable CEs in the game are Super Scope. Like I said, less so now than it used to be. It used to be just such a one-of-a-kind thing, but it's a little bit less bad now for that. But then Poster Girl. Poster Girl now is probably the most unmimicable thing because there's no other 3-turn taunt CE, and the ability to have a taunt on a CE instead of a unit is just so powerful. And there are 1-turn taunt CEs, but they're fundamentally so much worse. And a lot of those 1-turn taunts also come with survivability, so you can't die on that turn. So it doesn't really work. I didn't use his 3rd skill. Well, Arash, your turn. Slight whoops. Yeah, Parted C is more in line with what the Caneth CD can do, more so than like Outrages to Poster Girl, just because there's such a fundamental difference between how taunt works and just a survivability thing. But obviously, 3-hit invulnerability is better than a 1-hit evade, like by a lot. But there's just, it's not the same thing, right? It's not the same thing. The 1-hit evade to 3-hit invulnerability is not the same as a 1-hit taunt versus a 3-hit taunt. Like, taunt is such a huge, impactful, you know, thing. It has such a direct impact on how the boss behaves and everything that, very different. Kind of hoping for more Proto-Coup NP gain there. I guess I could have delayed. I didn't have to NP right there. And the boss is actually probably gonna hurt so much, it probably would have been wise to wait there. Yeah, it actually doesn't make sense to zerk through those mobs if you're on a weaker account. You actually want to build up. So most of Protoku's NP gain is in the last hand. Which is not ideal. Ugh, that attack up. Scary. She might die here. I could heal her, but probably not worth. He might get his NP here if we get really lucky. I probably could have done the Star Absorb there just to maybe get an art crit. 98%! Well, I get it this way. Stheno's dead, but not that big of a deal. Oh, we got that music though. Robotnik. Good times. I could use Mash's art card, but actually, I'm gonna try to get her NP from her being attacked. $160? That's pretty respectable. And his third skill's rank 1, although the anti-beast damage might be flat. I have no idea. I've never really paid attention to that. I suspect that's not, but that was quite good. If Stheno's third skill was maxed and his third skill was maxed, I actually suspect that would have just killed. Also, Mash could have been David instead and had another charisma. Mashu, Smashu. Yeah, you can get 2 4-stars in the tutorial role. That happened to me actually for the Herc account. My Herc account got Hercules and Nursery Rhyme. Might kill here, but I doubt it. A lot of our buffs wore off. Close. I mean, hell, theoretically, you could probably get all 4 stars. I don't know if they guarantee like at least 1 craft essence or something, but the odds are just atrocious. Did the Stheno account get 2? I don't remember. I know it got Siegfried really early on, but I don't remember if that was in the tutorial role or not. I know it got a lot of SRs as like the account went on pretty rapidly. We haven't really leveled any of them, unfortunately, but okay, surely this is Ereshkigal. I think we go with Bedivere. Like, it's tempting to go with like Asclepius and just show off how good he is at anti-debuff, but he didn't exist back then, and I suspect Bedivere will do just fine. You just need Atlas Mystic Code. Could also give Bedivere command codes, but we'll go without for now. I don't remember exactly how this works. I just know she debuffs a lot, and it's like NP seal and skill seal happens a lot. Let me think. I really wish Martha was a thing right now. Smash makes sense. Hans is okay. I want to say there's anti-healing in this fight, and so Hans is worse, but he still has the battery. Do I have any anti-debuff? Not really. I might have the debuff immunity CE. I do. That's actually rather good. Bedivere probably doesn't have his passive, because how are you gonna get Bedivere coins right now? He's really good if he gets his second passive, though. He's like Billy the Kid, but way more damage, and in team survival and utility. Right now, it's Feels bad for Billy, but yeah, that's a big thing. I could do a dragon thing, but with the debuffs, probably not worth. Shin-Gong might not be that good because the odds of him getting his skills off are pretty bad. I could give him the thing. Could also give someone just debuff resistance. There's a few CEs like that. Because Mash, I think, has magic resistance, so that's okay. And hey, Marcellus, thank you for the gifted sub. 16 gifted subs. Yeah, let me see. This has debuff resistance, I think. I'm pretty sure it's that one. I wonder if I can limit break it. Hold up. Because between that and a passive magic resistance and then Bedivere giving you debuff resistance, that's a pretty handy bit of stuff there. Alright, let's see. Oh, this UI. I have a feeling I cannot limit break this right now, but... Yep, one off. That's a shame, because it's probably 30% then, and that adds up. I think we use it, though. I think we can make that work. This is a very easy to forget CE, but man, you can do some stuff with it. And you could have this, and then have Hans with his Bond CE, and then the unit also has magic resist, and then you're not getting debuffed at all, and that's quite good. Let's see, if I went with this, could I turn one NP? Yes, I could. That's pretty good. Don't I cut Mash then? Let's see, what would I use instead? I mean, there's David just for the charisma. Although he'd be less likely to not get debuffed, I think. Can I just one-shot her? That'd be hilarious. Let me think. There's Stheno, David. Oh, Stheno's great. Because Stheno's passive. There we go. Alright, we know what we're doing here. I wish, I don't remember how much health she has, but whatever it is, it's not enough. I wish she had more, because, with Bedivere having an upgraded in P right now, and everything, right, our, access to damage is kind of ridiculous. Oh, hold on, let me see. Well, it might be one of these makes it harder. Yeah, so option 1 makes her level 100, option 2 makes her level 80. So we'll go with option 1, because it gives her more health. And I think she's gonna need it. I don't know, maybe I'm underestimating her. Maybe we're gonna get her ass kicked, we'll see. I think we're gonna be fine, though. Yep, Stheno's got 50% debuff resist naturally, then she's got the CE there. And then once Bedivere casts his stuff... Oh crap, I was supposed to bring Atlas. Oh fuck, I messed up. I'm supposed to bring Atlas. And Atlas existed back in the day, right? So it makes a lot of sense to bring that. Crap! Yep. Bit of a whoops. We'll see if we get lucky. He needs one turn where it doesn't happen. But that kind of messed that up. There is no, and you can see here, I don't even need, the battery, so. So he has magic resist, so he just needs to proc one time on the NP seal. I mean, it'll probably happen, but just for the sake of coolness, I'm gonna reset and fix that. I like how I said at the very start to bring the Atlas Mystic Code, and I didn't. For I am a big dumb. Got this fucking good music though. So there's two ways to do this. You can either use Bedivere's skills turn 1 to get the debuff resistance to not get smacked turn 2, or you you just save the Atlas for the second turn. Green not listening to green. That's pretty normal. Okay. Wow, Stheno actually got smacked. She's got such high debuff resistance. Okay, that for the fun of it then, I'm gonna do it now and get my debuff resistance here. This is risky, but I think it will work, and I wanna be able to cast everything, right? I wanna be able to use her third skill and stuff. I'm confident. So I think Stheno is cannot be debuffed right now. I'm pretty sure her debuff resistance is so high she can't. Bedivere though is a bit shaky, so we have to not get NP sealed. So the smart thing to do is just wait, like you literally wait a turn, but I want to see if the Bedivere resistance is enough. It was enough for everyone but Bedivere. Okay, I kind of... Okay, well, we'll do it. We'll be smart now. We'll just not do that. Just save the debuff clear. Trying to have fun here, game. I feel like the RNG on that was pretty bad. Let me look at Bedivere's numbers. I want to know what the RNG on that was. There's a chance that she has over 100% chance to apply, but I doubt it. I don't think so. If that was the case, she'd probably still be hitting them on Stheno. Okay, so Bedivere has... Is that right? Oh, I see. It's mental, right? I forgot about that. He has mental debuff resistance on his second skill, so he only has debuff resist. Okay, it's because I haven't ranked it up as high as it can be. It actually goes up to 50%, and then he has magic resistance B. So his debuff resistance actually gets quite high there. But I don't think I have it at max rank, so I think it's giving him like 40% or 42% or something like that. That means I was actually still favored, though, by a decent amount to not get screwed. But yeah, it didn't happen. So yeah, we just wait the turn here. See, now Stheno's getting her passive like you would expect. I just cast it now in case she gets hit next turn. But I should have given her Cope Scope or something though, because I could have gotten her NP for the defense down. But I don't know, the extra debuff resistance is nice. Her debuff resistance I think is 75% right now. Okay, well, it literally doesn't matter who gets debuffed here, because I'll just remove it. And Stheno doesn't need it. Kind of excited here. I wish our Mystic Code... I think he would one-shot if we had a Mystic Code that did damage. He might not one-shot. No. She's dead. She is dead. Unless she's like a hidden passive or something. He's got way too much... He's got the attack up, the NP up, the double buster up, the buster chain. She's dead. The extra attack gets the bonus, right? All that stuff. She survived the NP though, but yeah, I'm pretty sure she's gonna die to the extra. I don't know, it's close. She might. No, I think she actually lives. I'm sad. Damn it. If we had crit, we might have gotten it. I'm surprised his NP didn't do more than that, but I guess our skill ranks are pretty low. Like Chin Gong's third skill is rank 4. I don't know what the hell Ereshkigal's third skill is, but I don't think it's that high. I think that's why, if those things were maxed, I think that would have been enough. She'll still just die though, but that probably would have one-shot the other Ereshkigal fight. Chat, I wonder what she's gonna say. By the way, this form of her only exists because she didn't have a playable version yet, which now that she has a playable version makes it all very silly. That's true for most of the giant ghosts that are like characters. This is about the music I would expect. This is what played in the anime, right? This is the anime theme. That's what this is, clearly. Okay, we win next turn as long as he doesn't die. We might not get Zhufu now because of, or Jifu, whatever the fuck it's called, because of all that drama they've had. It might not happen now, but I do think they were planning it before. We'll see. Best track in the anime, clearly. This is some slander right now. Or if you're spreading false information. Didn't even get a custom story sprite. Yeah, they censored all of the Chinese servants and there was like a big freak out and it's like a big mess. So I think they're pretty de-incentivized now to do anything else with Chinese characters. We'll see though. They want that Chinese money, so appealing to the players they still want to do. But like actually making them the historical figures is kind of a problem now. And they were really against like gender bending and that kind of stuff. And Zhufu is gender bent, so. So if Gilgamesh, when you beat him here, as like a reward, gives you a bunch of gold embers. But now, because you get all these 5-star embers every time you beat a chapter, he gives you 4-star embers. They should have changed that so he gives you 5-star embers. That's kind of the Gilgamesh being a cheap ass doesn't make any sense, right? He's getting outdone by the generic story stuff. But I bet you they didn't change it, and he probably still does. You know what? Let's use Medusa. She's AoE, but she's grailed a bit, so we'll do that. Medusa's setups are fun. Let's give her an actual CE instead of farming stuff. If I can find the right slot, there we go. What CE is it gonna be, boys? Who knew? They really needed to rerun that event. I don't remember if there's trash mobs here or not. I'll say there is, and we'll just bring a Rosh then. And before this isn't even the Gilgamesh fight. I'm pretty sure it is. 42 months. Thank you, Arjuna. I don't know how to, like, that's so much, so my subs, man. It's crazy. But thank you, guys. Try to remember all the positive out there, man. I got like people that follow me around, always like naysaying everything I say. It's like, Jesus Christ. But I got a lot of people that, you know, they're just here to have a good time. Look at you being lore accurate, Arjuna. Don't really know. Oh, obviously. Oh, wait a minute. These are casters, though. I kind of have to make this work, though. It's like principle. Okay, so We do that. That helps. I think then we do that, because that's like more cover. Or a taunt. Okay, that's pretty good. This is where George having his bond CE could be good. Then you give her sunlight, because it's evade instead of invulnerability. Hoping it's just 2 waves, like trash and then boss. That will definitely be ideal. And Carlos with the 7 months, over half a year. Thank you, thank you. Pretty excited for good of 6. Just please don't suck. Please don't be like good of 4. Don't be like good of 5. Wait, when did you sub, Otto? Oh, you did, excuse me. 25 months. I don't know how I missed that. It's probably the Paimon Rael spam. That might, you know, blocked it from my memory. It's 3 waves. I was really hoping for 2. Okay, we will stun this one and then try to kill 1. So if I kill 1, this one gets 2 actions, so I'm skipping 2 actions. Oh damn it, Medusa only got 1 card. Probably not gonna kill 1. She might have that. Yep, she got it. It's actually a Rosh that did more damage than I was thinking. Of course, the 1 attack that got off. Oh, I should have done a Rosh's art card. I have to get his NP. That was a mistake. And I probably could have made that like work anyway without having her do the Brave Chain. Watch this amazing Arash NP gain. Get your cameras. 1. Can you not? Can you hit Arash? He like needs the juice. Okay, that's what I'm talking about right there. Yeah, Good at 1 didn't have a map because like early FGO was, you know, cheap. Although I guess they still are kind of cheap to be honest, but not with the artists. The artists do good work. Dude, we are still a slideshow. We are still dropping like 30% of the frames. That is crazy. I may have to call my ISP because they're just, I mean, every time I try to get them to do anything, they act like they're doing stuff and they never do anything. It's ridiculous. It's because they don't want to spend the money to make like their infrastructure better for upload, because no one cares about upload, they care about download. It's a problem. Yeah, it was like this yesterday, and yesterday it was storming really hard, so I figured that was why, and because that can absolutely cause that. But it's only storming a little bit today, and it's still just dropping frames like crazy. I just get so tired of this. Oh, this is it? This is it? Just 60k and 240? That's nothing. Gil letting the lore down. Nice damage. No reason to stun until the taunt is gone. Gotta keep Stheno alive here. 50-50-50. I just lost 3 coin flips. That doesn't feel great. I mean, there's really no way to know who's responsible for a lot of the problems with FGO. You know, it could be Aniplex, it could be Time Moon, it could be a combination. But I think it's reasonable to call them out for like how bad they are in some areas. But there's no reason to lose any sleep over it. It's a fucking video game. It's not like this is the only video game run like crap out there. George, if you had gotten your NP, wait, you know what? I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. We're gonna get this dragon moment. George has no cards. George, I can't wait. I don't think I can keep him alive for 2 turns. CS, you know what? That's a legit use of a CS. That's a righteous cause. That's a righteous fucking cause right there. We do those. By the way, our George doesn't have attack foes, and I'm not even sure if he's NP5. So it's a little sad. He's NP2. I should probably check to see if I can fix that. Got no attack foes, not max level NP2. 27k. Oh boy. Let me go see if I can upgrade that. These need to be 5 stars. It's so silly with them being 4 stars now. Or they could add other mats, you know? Doesn't really fit anymore. Isn't Babylonia like 22 chapters or something? So we still got a chunk, but we're pretty far along. I'm scared to do an account review because of the slideshow, but I might do one, and then we might wrap up, just because I don't want to stream the good boss fights when it's a slideshow. I don't want to do that. It just sucks, because it might be a minute before my ISP can get its crap in order. We'll see. We'll do the account review, and then we'll see what the frames are like. They're actually doing okay right now, but I suspect in just a second it's going to get really shitty. Like right now it's not dropping frames, but... Wow, that's crazy that we've only gotten 3 Georges, and we obviously need to keep one level 1. Because I've been doing the 2 free dailies, right? I should wait, because there could be a new FP. Well, you get the XPCEs though. I'll still wait though. We might play this account for good as 6. Wait, no, that's 5.5 locked, so... That's actually kind of nice. I don't want to play a million accounts. Like, I kind of want to keep it simple. I play my main and my ult, and that's it. That makes my life so much easier. Alright, let's do a account review. And then we'll see what's going on with the... Yeah, we're dropping frames now. It was doing good for a second there, but now it's dropping frames, so... It's so frustrating. I've heard some people in my area that stream, and they've switched to it. There's one other ISP here, but they're kind of shaky in some other areas, but I've heard they are better for upload. Alright, this is Now Fun, which is here all the time. I swear we already did an account review for this guy, but if he somehow got past and got another one in, I guess fair enough. Maybe it's like his other accounts. I know he's got more than one. You may remember me from Twitch chat, Greens FGO, Discord, or... The what? Jesus Christ! I almost tried to sound that out. Good try, champ. Good fucking try. I was about to sound that out, and then I realized at the end what was going on there. Ending it with the L was smart, because I'd still say like eel, which incorporates E, so I would have said it. Nice try. That was a legit good try. Legit good try, because he didn't say it in some like weird, he said it, you know, from Discord and so you just, okay. Good try. Almost. A for effort. Alright, NA just had Gilfist, which allowed me to level all of my gold servants that I was about. Stheno, Lancelot, Pinth, Summer Spooks. If anything goes right, you should be able to see the comps I use for Gilfest. Oh, that's nice. Red squares indicate servants I want to invest in. Gold squares for servants I plan to grail. P.S. I'm sure you will notice that I want to grail a lot of servants, so yeah, I don't know if all of them will be grailed or not. Well, they give out a lot of grails, is the 120 thing. Not sure if I'll grail someone to 120 or not. Yeah, I think a lot of people are in that boat. I guess Enkidu's gonna kill Fluffy. That's what I get from the emojis there. Okay, so at the moment, I write this. I didn't roll for Saberlot. Wait, I didn't roll for Saberlot, so if I get him to NP2, I plan to level his skills. Yeah, I know what that's like, where it's like, if you get them NP2, you want to invest in them, and until then, you don't really want to. I'm like that with a lot of stuff, actually. With like 4 stars and such. Okay, what is the big stuff? Wait, what was gold in red? Which was which? Gold. Okay, I want to invest. So gold is just you want to get their skills up. Red is you want to grail them. So gold is just you want to work on them. Like the deer mid there, you want to give them lures, but you're not going to grail them. Okay. So I'm assuming this account, I don't know if this is a Vice or a Flex account. I have no idea. It kind of looks like Flex because this looks pretty prepared. What do we got here, though? Look at that Saber Lily smiley face. What is that? Getting cheeky here. All right, so AoE, you've got Mordred, or skill ranks are a bit scuffed, or MP rank is scuffed. I don't see any AoE here that, like, is like, wow, it's such a strong AoE that's just going to tear them up. But between Gwaine and Mordred, you probably do farm pretty smoothly with that, and at least Gwaine's NP2. And his skill ranks aren't too scuffed. So you've got options, there's just no powerhouse. For single target, kind of the same thing. I mean, you've got a lot of variety. You got Deer mid though with the high NP rank, but he doesn't have an upgraded NP. He still hits pretty damn hard though with his skills and everything. And then all the other ones, you know, Zigguard and all that are low NP rank, and then even Bedivere is NP2. So your Saber slot's a little... You've got good variety and volume, but you don't have like that one really strong Saber. So you must really want to get another Lancelot, because then you're planning on grailing him. So if he's NP2, 10, 10, 10, and then grailed, he'll be your go-to. So hopefully that happens, because yeah, your other options they're fine, and I'm sure you beat Lancers, but your options are a little limited. Yeah, Deermid's NP4, but he's not planning on grailing him. He's not 10, 10, 10. And Deermid is a very good Lancer, but he's not like the best thing ever, right? But between Deermid, Zigguard, and Bedivere, your single target's fine. And then your AoE is a little bit more scuffed. You have access to NPs very easily, but none of them are going to hit super hard. Let me skip ahead to casters real quick. Wait, did I miss it? Yeah, there we go. We got Merlin. Okay, well there's your damage for Bedivere and Mordred. So, and he's 10, 10, 10. So that fixes that. No waiver, I don't think. Is there a level Qingong? I see the level 1 Qingong. Yeah, there's a level Qingong. There we go. Okay, so between Qingong and Merlin, that's the name. Your Mordred and Gwaine, I'm sure, can farm anything and deal with challenge quests just fine. So. Okay, so David passed the David test, and you have Merlin, so you super pass on that, so you're doing great for dealing with enemy NPs. We'll see about your taunts in a moment. You've got maximum Tristan, so you've got Tristan, David, and Merlin. This account has absolutely no problems with AoE NPs from bosses and whatnot, and then Tristan just has really good variety for any situation, really. So your Archer slot is much better than your Saber slot. You've got NP2 Tristan 10, 10, 10, NP2 Emiya 10, 10, 10. You've got Ashe NP3 and 999, and you've got gold border, so you're going to give him lures. I would say go ahead and give it to him because he's so good and for so many circumstances. And there's a great DPS for Fluffy, by the way. What do you got though for like other than no? You got Ashe and Tristan for single target actually, and I guess Tomoe, and she's in P2. Yeah, wow, your archers are good. You've got a Grail Arash, third skill at 10. You got Robin for backup if you need it. So your archer slot's very strong. All Arjunas were spooks. You got 2 of them. He's really good. He's really good. I don't know nothing wrong with Arjuna. He got all that anti-debuff and stuff, and it's good for farming. Big battery, big damage. He's totally fine. Is that was that Attila? Yeah, it's the Christmas one, right? Isn't leveled because I want to wait for the main interlude where she'll get the X2 XP. And I might as well, if you're not like planning to use her anytime soon, might as well get efficient with it. Atalante doesn't have her third skill because she got leveled during Gilfest grind. Oh, so you just haven't done the... You've probably done it by now. This was sent in a little while ago, so she's probably got it by now. That is scuffed as hell, but I know what that's like. I hope one day Nazash or Nuked, she's 666 NP1. Yikes. Hope she'll spook me for a second time to get her NP2. Yep, yeah, she's a great example of what I'm talking about. Like if you've got her at 666, you know, NP1, or even, you know, 10-10-10 NP1, it just doesn't feel very good, right? Especially when you've got other Lancers. So yeah, it's one of those things you don't really invest in until you happen to get NP2, I would say. So you've got Pravati NP2, and that's much better than Nuked overall. Though you do favor Buster with your support, so Nuked is nice for that. You've got Panda Lancer there, 10-10-10 NP2, so that's nice. Unfortunate that she is kind of hard to use, but still good, still good. You got Crazy Eyes there. You got Lee, that's nice, NP2. You got options, you got Coover back up, maybe get that second skill up just in case, that's about it. You've got Leonidas, all right, and his first skill's leveled up enough, that's good. You got Gareth as well, so good ton options so far. You got all the budget, you got all the budget stuff leveled, really. Their skill ranks are scuffed as hell. I guess you like Hector more than Romulus. Tyga's in P5, that's a little rare. Okay, well you got Ozzy, so Demeter's already dead. What else we got here? We've got Ushi at 999. You're planning on getting her to 10-10-10 because of the border. You go to Grail Carmella, that's interesting. You don't see that very often. You've got a Medusa for farming. Okay, you got George up for challenge quest, taunt wall stuff. So you've leveled basically everything. You're one of like Gilfest, you go ham, and you've leveled like all this stuff. You haven't leveled all their skills, but you basically have everything. So you're always ready if they have an event bonus or any of that stuff. I didn't get NP2 Lancelot, but Bedevir's NP3. Oh, so is that... Yeah, he was NP2 before, so I guess later you got him NP3. Well, that makes your Saber slot a lot better, actually. I got Ozzy, buff for Sakamoto, and animation update early for Ushi. Oh, I don't think she's gotten it yet. I'm guessing you're hoping that's what happens. Unless she did get it and I didn't realize, but I don't think she's got it yet. Merlin is an esport, but I'm just too lazy to level him. Oh, I see. I didn't realize that. You got him, Jesus. You got him to 10-10-10 and he's level 70. I mean, that is prime poster girl content right there, so... let's see. Yeah, actually, Carmella's kind of like a baby waiver with some awkward utility mixed in there, right? She's not bad. She's not amazing, but she's not bad. She has options, and if your account is like no other battery, it's actually pretty good. I think I said that in my tier list video where I basically said, you know, some people might overestimate her, but also people underestimate her. She is kind of like a budget waiver. She is an alternative to get battery for your team if you don't have other options. And then she does some damage and has some utility as well. Now, if you've got other battery options, then she falls off kind of hard, but she's pretty good. Merlin, yeah, isn't esports, too lazy to level him, 72 bullets for each skill. Yeah, I guess, yeah, Anastasia. Yeah, Anna's not... She took that getting shot by Billy personally, man. She wants the bullets out of there. Okay, so we got a VC Braun, 9-10-10, I respect that. You got Castergill's a good option because you don't have a lot of other supports other than Merlin. So when you aren't doing Buster stuff, that's good. You got Castergill, Hohenheim, and Mozart. I mean, this is smart. That's what he's doing. He's like, okay, I don't have good art support, so I'll level all of the budget stuff and then Castergill. And now he kind of does have good art support. That's really solid. Obviously, nothing for quick because you don't have Scatty and there is no budget quick support. So thanks, DW or Type Moon or whoever the fuck's responsible for just never giving us a budget quick support, but here we are 6 years in. He's got David though, right? That counts. Did he have Alex for like the buff removal and stuff? And that's kind of it. Yeah, he's got Alex. I bet you his skill ranks are that high because of the lack of a quick support. Feels bad. Feels bad. Is Castergill worth using lures on? Generally, yes. If you have Caster or Toria, and you're not like a big Gil fan, then you really don't need to do it. Now, you can absolutely do though Caster Gilgamesh with Caster or Toria and do crazy, and he can be the DPS with all the loopy stuff, and it's really good, so then it's fine, right? But if you're using Castergill mostly for the support angle, and you have other supports, and you're not like a big Gil fan, then actually you don't really need to give him the lures. And if you're pushed on lures, like you're not swimming in them, then yeah, you could go easy on him. But if you get him to 10-10-10, it's not like, oh, I was wasted, right? He gets some boom for his buck, like absolutely. Okay, you've got Asclepius, and he's very good skill rank, so that's nice. Did you have Martha? Okay, no Martha. You haven't had a lot of rare riders, just Ozzy is so good. It don't matter too much. But so, most of your anti-debuff right now looks like it's coming from Asclepius. You probably have Medea though, yeah you do, just because you've leveled everything. So that's something. No Cersei, none of that. But yeah, it's good that you got Asclepius then. If you didn't have Asclepius, that'd be a pretty big hole. So, Kama, one of the best assassins in the entire game. 9-9-10, NP2. I would definitely make her 10-10-10. She's so super good. So as long as you like her, it's so super worth. So you're planning on grailing Stheno down the line, so that's a thing. Good luck with that one. Am I getting it backwards though? Maybe gold was the grail and red was just investment. Let me see here. Red square indicates servants I want to invest in. Gold squares or servants I plan to grail. Okay, no, I got it right. Yeah, gold is grail. Wait, no, what? Red is grail. Yeah, red is grail. So you are planning on grailing Stheno. I wonder if how much divinity do you have for that then? Let's see. Quite a bit. Damn. Okay, not much divinity for sabers, unfortunately. You got Caesar, and he is 996, so you're ready for that. You got Arjuna. You got Hot Wheels. Dude, that's no joke. That's no joke. Hot Wheels, getting like you get like Merlin, you get Merlin and Stheno. That's big support. You could summon a friend's Merlin, double Merlin, and then Stheno. Summon Waver if you need the battery, so you go Waver Merlin, Stheno. There's stuff to do there. That's a thing. What other divinity do we got? Lancer, Nukehead, although she's pretty weak. NP1 666, and she's not the strongest servant to begin with. Feels bad, but that's not the best synergy there. Although actually she might only have divinity in the story. I don't know if she has it outside of that. Wait, gold is grail? That's... Oh, you know, yeah, right, I am back. Red servant, how did I mess that up? I guess I'm tired, I don't know. But yeah, red is servants want to invest in, gold is grail. That means you want to, yeah, grail literally everything ever. So, yeah, good luck with that. You don't want a 120 on this account. You do not want a 120 on this account. That is so many grail targets. Yeah, no, yeah, I would get that stuff up to like, you know, at least 90 and stuff for like the ones that are 80. Like the 4 stars, you take them to 90, right? And maybe the 5 stars, you take them to 100. And then once you're done with that, then maybe you 120. But yeah, with that much stuff, not worth it. All right, big coup altar. I guess you just use him for practicality though. He's not even 10-10-10. You don't have a circle around him. But you wait, no, you grailed him to 100. Why is he not 10-10-10 though? You're over there grinding like crazy. You grailed him to 100 and you didn't get him to 10-10-10. Like what? Anything that's grailed to 100 needs to be 10-10-10, right? Like I can give a Rosh a pass where you give him the 1 grail to take him all the way to 70 and you just get his 3rd skill up. I get that totally, right? But if you grail something to 100, even if it's a support, you gotta get that to 10-10-10, right? It's gotta be high priority, right? Because you got a lot of 10-10-10s on this account, and you clearly have lures, because look, you got like Hot Wheels at rank 9, and it's gold, which means you have a lure, so you gotta get that, none of these 100s because look, you got Angry Music Man there at level 100, so yeah, it's gotta be 10-10-10, right? So you got that one right. You got that Okita Altar there at 10-10-10. A lot of extra class hype here. You got Mash 10-10-10. That's good. Mash is always good to 10-10-10. Well, your Berserker options are kind of through the roof, though. You got Coup Altar for single target. You've got Pence. You can do Coup Altar and Pence. You can do Jerker and Pence, that kind of thing. So your single target's great. Those are all Buster. Works with your Merlin. You got Musashi for AoE. Got Darius for AoE. Got Spartacus for the Quick Charge AoE. All that kind of stuff. So yeah, your options are super good no matter what you're doing, really. NP ranks all suck, but for the most part, it doesn't matter with a lot of these. And if you need NP rank, like you're doing an NP setup where like normal card damage won't matter, you use Jerker, right? You can do Jerker Penth or Jerker with Merlin and all that kind of stuff. I wonder if this account has Poster Girl. I'm quite curious about that. NP2 Angra, though. Well, that's a thing. I like the K-scope thing in the middle. That's new. Well, these are most of the stuff here. So you have 2 K-scopes for farming, and that's great with Merlin and those units you have. Because Merlin gives you the 20%, so you got, you know, almost any 2 units. They both are 20% off. Then you have Merlin, boom, you get 100%. Now they both have big damage up. You got 20, 30. You got Poster Girl. You got Poster. There's your esports Merlin. I'm just saying. And you got a VC Braun, right? You got a lot of options for that Poster Girl there. You got the classics. So you've got Buster Ups with Aerial Drive and the U1. You got Art with the what's her name? Gozen, and then the Painting Summer. No Quick yet, but that's coming up like this Christmas. You got a bigger Gut CE than I do. You got your Pierce Invulnerability, Anti-Caster. Your bases are very covered here. Got the Defense Up one. A lot of people overlook how good that is. Like, that Defense Up CE is really good. So yeah, you have great options here. And you got Prison Cosmos for your supports and such. You're not quite there with your Black Grail, though, but I wonder if you have Anti-Divinity or Anti-Berserker yet, because those are other good options. Rice Challenge Quest. I mean, you don't have to go this ham on it, but you might as well. I'm kind of surprised you use Merlin with Crazy Eyes, but I guess it works. Because you could just solo the damn thing, but if you want to go disgusting mode, you might as well. What is going on with this picture? Is that Nash? What is the... I would say Merlin, but it's level... oh no, it is Merlin. Yeah, it's level 70, 10, 10, 10. And then... the 80 Saber... 9, 10, 10, NP2... What was... Why am I drawing a blank on this? I don't want to scroll back. I don't want to scroll back to look at what it was. Level 80 Saber. So it's probably an inherent 4-star. I don't think it's Grailed. It's not Diarmid because he was NP4. Not Lancelot since you got an NP2 like at some other time. I'm confused. Did Lancelot just become NP2? Why would that be Lancelot though? I don't understand. I gotta cheat. I gotta cheat. What the fuck? Was that the support? Maybe that was the support. Lancelot's not NP2, but there's no... Is it Gawain? Yeah, Gawain's NP2 10, 9, 9. That's 9, 10, 10, and Gawain's right next to him. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. Oh, it's the mask. It's Landling. I forget. I wasn't even thinking about Landling. Okay, so this is Leonidas. I wonder if Landling even got used. I'm too used to, like, I was thinking utility. Landling is one of those servants that doesn't matter that he's a saber. It's like the Stereos doesn't matter that he's Berserker, David doesn't matter that he's an archer, you don't size him up that way. So it's easy to forget units like that. And then so Wojcicki is really good for the Leonidas challenge quest. I wonder if you even needed Diarmid. Wait, why is this what? The only person that has a damage CE is Diarmid, so I guess you just let eventually Wojcicki die after killing ads, and you let Gawain die after killing ads. You must have just let people die, and then you just got to Diarmid, and you let Diarmid win the fight, because that's what you wanted to do. Because you could have just put the damage CE on... Oh, you took this picture after. You must have summoned, like, Beastly, or something like that. You know, a friend that's got... Wojcicki, and she did have the damage CE. That's probably what it was. So you probably just cleaned house with Wojcicki, and maybe you needed Diarmid, maybe you didn't. Okay, is there any more? Whoops. Ezo. Okay, that'll obviously get the job done. We're using those kind of supports. And like Poster Girl of VC Braun. So when somebody dies, he comes in. You got Leon. Yeah, taunt walls were really good against Ezo because he was all about just critting and single target NP. So taunt line like that will shut him down. So kind of funny that you used Oki to alter though when she's AoE, but with these kind of supports, I'm sure it works anyway. Probably different CE on waiver I would have expected. Maybe not. Maybe it's a support, so I guess you just took what they had. Okay. Oh yeah, good old Taiga challenge quest. You just co-altered it. Yeah, a lot of people did that. I think just straight up co-altered it. George had his Bond CE. That can give you that extra oomph you need. Uses classic. I'm guessing default. Chiba challenge quest couldn't pass. Merlin, Ushi, Masa. Oh, so George died and then no one else ever died. That's a good team, though. I mean, that's pretty similar to what I did, just with augmented with, like, way better fucking units. I imagine the, that's an interesting use of that CE, actually, the is Kandar one. It's kind of, you don't see that very often. Makes sense, though. I wasn't talking about NPing, I was talking about, the boss. MHX, which one was this? Oh, this is the eating one. I mean, it makes sense if, wait a minute. That's a grailed coup there, and then yeah, that works! Because you have the double PFA, George dies, and then Merlin comes in, you give him vulnerability, which goes over PFA, then mash taunt. I don't even know if you need, the what's up homies, but, you know, back, I doubt he needed her, I really doubt, he needed her. Yeah, that might be my coup, actually. That might be my coup. I'm not sure, but those are the kind of back then. Those are the command codes. That makes sense. So, I guess this is the Nero Bride one or whatever. I don't know. There's so many of the ones where you fought a bunch of guys at once. But yeah, Coulter gets the job done. Okay, now that's the one I'm thinking of. I don't remember what this one is. I don't remember, but yeah, I remember this Napoleon one. That was kind of a fun one. It was kind of neat. That's obviously Blood Axe. Yeah, that's kind of BMing with Kama, but I mean, she's so good, it doesn't matter. Then you've got, you know, good taunts, and, you know, Scatty with Kama is just disgusting. Yeah, that's about right. That's about right. So I just noticed I forgot to post Gorgon, so it was something like Arjuna Alter, full buster support, and Co-Alter in the back. What, Gorgon? Which, oh, the sisters, the like Medusa, Stheno. Yeah, I'm thinking like Gorgon, but yeah, it's just in her Medusa form. Arjuna Alter. Yeah, Arjuna Alter normally works for challenge quests because you know, all the different classes there. He's a berserker, so. Clown challenge quest. That's a nasty one. That's a nasty one. That's when it makes sense to use the big boy supports. Asclepius makes sense though. Guts and all that's good. Yeah, this makes a lot of sense actually. I could see Alter Ego being good for that one. Cause you have the ads. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm guessing that's the ad in the middle there at the taunt. That's funny. You got the Arc Knights emoji too. Yeah, that's pretty much how the challenge quest would go, I figure. Liz one, yeah, that one's you don't even need the strong supports because it's mostly about Liz stuff, but it makes sense. Got the taunts, the utility. I wonder if you were able to get Landling's thing off for like that second to final wave. You probably didn't need it, but it can be really good. Yeah, this is like what everybody did for Achilles, man. Everybody did something like this. It was just God Juna and then the best like supports and stuff that they have, and it, like that was what everybody and their mother did. Hey, Maxington, thank you for the 19 months, dude. That is over a year. Yeah, that's this, and Penth. Yeah, Penth. I guess Penth shreds the first health bar, then buffs Arjuna, dies. That makes sense. She'll get through that first health bar. She doesn't need no event CE to get through that first health bar. She's got her anti-Greek thing. Romulus challenge quest. That's a really fun one. This would obviously work. You know, almost anything can work as long as you play well. And if you play well and you got stuff that strong, it'll be no problem. Merlin generally gets the job done. Any boss battle, yeah. When in doubt. Okay, that's picture. That's a lot of people actually, because they could just use a support one. Yeah, we might add that emote because it's not as egregious as Paimon Royale, and people like it, so we shall see. Okay, boys, I enjoyed that. That was fun. I think we will wrap it up there, though. Well, let me see if we're dropping frames right now. We are still dropping frames. We're dropping 2% less frames than we were before. But I think we'll do one more stage. We'll do a couple more stages to use my AP up, I guess, or at least some of it, and then we'll wrap up. But we're heading towards the end here because we're dropping frames, and I want to save the boss fights when the stream is not freaking the hell out. You know, I want to use Billy here, so I'm going to use Billy here. We're going to give him an actual craft distance, though. I'd like to give him command codes, but I'm too lazy for that because command code UI is death. I just randomly slapped Black Grail on Coup, because I took his craft essence and gave it to Billy. I have no idea what this is, but I'm pretty sure we will be completely fine. Do this. I could use Protoku in case the Berserker ends up being a bigger problem than I'm thinking, but I don't think they will be. Herd Blurg, how you doing? Thank you for the over a year as well. A lot of subs over a year here. Thank you, thank you. That is a year and 1 month because I can count. Very sloppy team, but I don't think we will get punished for it. Technically, it's 2% more frames in terms of what you're seeing. It's but we're dropping 2% less frames, so either way. But yeah, internet issues or something. Do I want to NP with Billy right off the bat? I don't really need to. But I'm doing it. Man, I hope we get Saber Wars 3 at some point, and Billy gets an animation update. That's his best chance of getting one. Or he just gets to be prominent in, you know, whatever event. But I feel like they're gonna save it for Saber Wars 3 because I kind of hinted at that. Because he'll probably be hanging out with that other gunslinger again. But who knows? Maybe Saber Wars was so unliked that they're not gonna touch it again. You never know. If Stheno's first skill was 10, I would actually cast it here just to get the NP gain. Like I would cast it on turn 1, and then I would get it back later and get more NP gain, but no need. Do I just Stella this? I don't think so. These mobs are so weak. Kind of a sad stage here. They're never adding Gunner Billy. And technically, this Billy is supposed to be just like this, but a Gunner. That's how it's supposed to be. But they'd probably come up with an excuse to change this design a bit or whatever, because they normally do that. If Billy was just crazy popular and they hadn't already added just... I get so annoyed that they add all these stupid made-up classes, you know, like fucking Pretender and Moon Cancer and all this garbage instead of adding the canonical classes like Saber and Gunner and all that. And because they've added so many, there's no way they're adding Gunner now. But they'd have to have not added a million classes, and they'd have to... Billy'd have to be popular. Those two things would have to happen for Gunner Billy to ever be actualized. I can see several reasons why Saber Wars was unliked, and there's still a lot of people that liked it though. It's just there was a... Normally most events, it's like the people that don't like it are just lukewarm about it, and then there's people that like it. That's how it normally is. Saber Wars, you still had the people that like it, right? That was still a thing, but then instead of being lukewarm, a lot of people didn't like it. And it's because, one, it's really wacky and a little over the top, and so that turns some people off. Not everybody, some people enjoy that, obviously. But then it replaced Halloween, and people had really liked the Halloween events, so people didn't like that. And people just didn't seem to really like Space Shistar, Calamity Jane, and that kind of stuff. So, like, I actually like the gameplay in Saber Wars 2 just fine. The gameplay is actually above average. It's not the best, but I'd say it's absolutely above average. I easily enjoyed that more than, like, you know, good of 5 and shit, you know, the one we just did. But I don't like it thematically either, and, you know, although I don't mind Calamity Jane in terms of gameplay and such, I don't like her design very much. Like, the design's ridiculous and way too over the top for me. So I can easily see why it's a pretty divisive event. You know, it's very wacky, and it's like so wacky to the point of it's just kind of like just fourth wall breaking, and, you know, it's like nothing that happens really matters. And you know, I think just people wanted like Ishtar not in that light because Ishtar is so popular, and yeah, I think they just wanted Halloween stuff. Like if they had done Halloween and you had like a Halloween version of Ishtar, people probably would have loved that, right? I think they've kind of messed up where they think people just wanted to go back to Liz spam. I don't think that's really what they wanted. They just wanted more Halloween. And I think people wanted like Halloween, but, you know, it's Ishtar or it's Ereshkigal or the Halloween welfare is Musashi or, you know, whatever. I think that's what people we're kind of wanting. But now we're back to live spam, and I don't know what they're going to do about Saber Wars. So I had all this like value I was trying to save, and none of it matters because this enemy is so weak. I don't. You know what? We get let's see if Arash can live. I could do the Buster Chain so he gets the Buster bonus. But let's see. He's got Buster up, attack up, Buster Chain bonus. Can he do 26k? So close! We're being robbed of our Arash victory line. Oh no! I tried to have him be the guy. It didn't work out. That's unfortunate. If only I had the switch Mysticode, I could have like brought in David or something. Although we would have lost the Buster up. Although it was a pretty minor Buster up because it's split and then it's not max rank. Alright, I think we'll wrap up there. Because we drop in frames. And, you know, it's kind of nice to have kind of brief streams when there's not too much going on. I would just do a bonus stream right now, but because of the mad frame drop, and I think we'll just put that off, and I'll probably call my ISP and see what the hell's going on. They'll probably just do nothing, and you know, maybe send someone out and they'll do nothing and blah 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 blah. That's how it goes. But let's see if like Cairo is still streaming. I think he was playing a different game. He is. Is that that other game? What is that? Yeah. What was it? Deltarune or whatever. What was that game? Undertale, that's what it was. It was like that kind of spiritual successor kind of thing. Anyway, boys, if you want to go see some Cairo shenanigans, we will raid him. I will see you all tomorrow, hopefully, as long as my internet's not on fire, and we'll probably beat Babylonia next time if we have the time, I think. Anyway, boys, peace.